Peach State Speedway, Georgia. Race car drivers know the dangers they face when they get behind the wheel. But for Joe McCannon and the Yellow Firebird, it's a family member that will be caught in the crosshairs of this disaster. Heading into the home stretch, Joe's locked in a two-car battle for the win.
We had lapped the third-place car that day. That's how fast we was.
But with only half a lap to go, the competitors collide.
It was just a racing accident. He was on the high side and I was on the low, and we were just trying our best to win.
The drivers hit the wall. Joe is fine, but his crew chief, who is also his son, Michael, doesn't know that. Instinctively, he runs onto the track to check on his dad. It's a tragic mistake. Joe's car is dead in the sights of another racer. Mike is launched 50 feet down the asphalt. His lifeless body lies sprawled on the track. Joe can't believe what he's just seen and is terrified of what he will find when he reaches his son.
I was the first one to Michael. Blood was coming out of his mouth. I just thought, oh, Lord, I thought the worst.
Amazingly, Michael is alive. He tries to get up, but is too weak.
I said, no, son, don't move. No, don't move. Squeeze Daddy's hand if you're okay.
I woke up in the hospital to screaming and crying, and we're so glad you're back. And I'm thinking, where did I go?
A stunning stroke of luck may have saved Michael's life. While he leans into the window, his aunt cries out to him. Michael looks up a split second before impact, sparing him almost certain decapitation.
My head might have been laying in my dad's lap.
Michael makes a full recovery. But Joe has given up the sport for good after witnessing his son's grisly brush with death. Orem, Utah. Lone Officer Angie Hershey starts work on a Saturday morning, only to find herself in the sights of a deadly assailant.
I had just opened the store, was getting ready for the day. Next thing I know, out of nowhere, someone is on top of me, knocking me, pushing me over, and pushing a gun into my face. And I knew from that point on that it was a life and death situation.
The 6'5" attacker brutally wrestles her to the floor safe.
Finally, he said, "Where's the money?"
Give me the money.
I said, "I need the keys. They're on the counter." He nervously reached up, grabbed the keys. From that point on, very carefully explained to him, okay, now I'm putting the key in the safe. I'm now punching the code. I'm now opening the safe. I'm reaching in and getting the money.
He's got the cash, but the man has something else on his mind.
He said, "Where's the bathroom?" I thought he was taking me down to the bathroom to rape me and then kill me.
Her life in mortal jeopardy, Angie thinks fast.
I said, "If you take me down this hall, there are people down there. We're going to get caught."
The gunman falls for it, but he sticks to his plan and peels off a strip of duct tape.
I pushed the tape off my mouth, and it worked, and he kind of tried to put it back on my mouth or my eyes, and I'd push that away. And I'd squirm and I'd wiggle and tell him I'm scared and please don't hurt me. And it seemed to be getting him more frustrated and more scared.
Suddenly, the phone rings, and the holdup takes an incredible turn.
It was my husband calling to check to see if I'd made it to work okay. He went over to the telephone and yanked it out of the wall. but it didn't get yanked out of the wall. It just came unhooked.
All I could hear in her voice was her saying, "Please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me." It truly was the scariest moment of my life. She's all I have.
Cy doesn't need to hear anymore.
I got on my cell phone and called 911 immediately, and then basically took off to the store to try to help her.
The madman's scheme is falling apart.
And it was at that point the attacker, I think, was just unnerved to the point where he just picked up the money bag and took his gun and his duct tape and walked out.
Panicked, Angie makes sure he's gone. Then calls for help.
911 emergency. Yes, hi. I'm just getting robbed by a man. Okay, keep on the line with me. We've got an officer on the way. I want you to lock your front door. He was wearing a yellow sweatsuit. He was like okay, calm down and let's get information. They're going to come help you. I think he could possibly be one of our customers that I gave money to not too long ago.
While cops speed toward her, Angie does some police work of her own.
I knew I had seen the suspect before. He had actually come to our store 3 days earlier to get a loan, and at that time given us a lot of his personal information.
She frantically scours her customer database and hits the jackpot. When officers arrive, she hands them the suspect's file.
They actually beat him back to his house.
Cy arrives minutes later, overcome with relief.
When I saw her walk to me and give me a hug, that's all that I could have hoped for.
Cornered by a gutless predator, Angie kept her cool under fire, and it probably saved her life.
Fear can be a good thing. Fear can help you focus, and that's what it did.
Victoria, Mexico. It's a hard-fought contest between two rival soccer teams. In the heat of competition, frustrations are building. But the biggest conflict is about to occur off the field. Trainer Joaquin Del Olmo anxiously paces on the sidelines. He shouts at an official over a bad call, when an assistant trainer for the other team walks up and strikes. It's a ruthless sucker punch. Del Olmo takes a face full of knuckles and falls to the ground. Event staff try to lead the thug away, but the powder keg has been ignited. Players storm in for some payback. That's when the hot-tempered assistant gets a taste of his own backhanded brutality. Del Olmo charges the man and lands a wicked hit to the back of his head. Immediately, all hell breaks loose. Referees rush in to break up the fray, but can't stop the players from exchanging a flurry of blows. Both teams succumb to the mob mentality. Finally, Del Olmo and his crew cut their losses and leave the field, with riled-up fans ready to riot. Police move in and lock down the unruly crowd. The game is a lost cause, thanks to one act of violence that led to massive chaos. Mesquite, Texas. Torrential rains wreak havoc on a major interstate. A local fire crew finishes cleanup after a serious accident, only to find themselves directly in the path of another.
my God.
A 40-ton big rig jackknifes out of control. It zeroes in on the cab, where 2 firefighters climbed inside just moments earlier. While some scramble to safety across the median, their partners stumble out, injured and dazed. 4 men are hurt in the horrifying ordeal. Thankfully, none seriously. These firemen thought they were just there to clear a traffic accident. But cruel fate put them in the way of something far more deadly.
Oh my God.
Up next, killer black ice sets 2 people in the sights of destruction. And there's nowhere to run when a rally car barrels into a crowd. On Most Daring, caught in the crosshairs.